The Florida Department of Corrections says more than 1,000 inmates now in state prisons will be released here in Duval County within the next year.
There are local programs designed to help people readjust to life in society. It may not be cheap or easy, but News for Jax reporter Marilyn Parker shows us one way the community can achieve a safer return for everyone.
Recidivism, the tendency of a convicted criminal to reoffend. The Florida Department of Corrections defines it as a return to prison because of a new conviction or violation within 3 years of release.
We're here at yet another crime scene in Jacksonville. This is one of the main concerns for people in this city. We often see a revolving door for some people with one arrest after another. But let me ask you, what if we could help them become thriving and healthy parts of our community through rehab, counsel, and support?
Are you in favor of funding this to help cut down on crime? We received dozens of responses. Michael says the immediate solution must be a balanced approach of both prevention and restoration. The long-term solution is equal application of community resources and jobs to give people some hope. A number of others said funding more prisons is the answer, while Melissa says prevention is the key. We're never going to build a better city if we don't find a solution to the crime.
Just one, that's all I need, just one, to understand what I done been through, and I'm all right with it. Because I know everybody ain't gonna, everybody don't, a lot of people don't really care.
Take a look at this data from the FDOC. A 2022 report shows that of the inmates released from prison in 2018, 21.2% were back in prison within 3 years. That's a percentage that's down slightly from a decade earlier. Now, these reports don't include those sentenced to jail, so the rate in Florida is likely higher. As of August 2023, the FDOC says there are 1,272 inmates in custody scheduled to be released to Duval County within the next year.
Giving every person their very best opportunity at a true second chance. This is Prisoners of Christ, a nonprofit supporting returning citizens with housing, jobs, and behavioral therapy. We're looking at this program and seeing if it's a solution that can benefit both returning citizens and the community.
We spoke to a man who says Prisoners of Christ saved his life.
I can come back here if you want to.
Meet Julian Foster.
I just go out and enjoy myself a little bit, I like to go out and eat a lot.
When he's not out to eat or with family, Foster keeps it simple.
Being that this is my first car,
He takes good care of his car,
if I don't do this every week, I'm gonna have a lot of sand in there.
pays attention to detail,
I've actually adjusted to a lot of the things that's going on.
and stays on top of his responsibilities. We caught up with him leaving probation.
A lot of people look at probation, they be like, man, it's a crutch. You know what I'm saying? It kind of hinders me from a lot of the things that I do. But really, it helps me because it keeps me focused. It keeps me on the straight and narrow path.
Is it hard?
Really, it's not.
This coming from a man who spent 28 and a half years in prison.
That was during the time, actually, my mom had passed during this time.
At 17, he was sentenced to life without parole for second-degree murder. Before that, he was in and out of the jail, racking up 44 charges of robbery and gun possession.
We just had a crazy mindset during the time, and I was also following after some guys, so.
Was it a want or was it a need for you to commit those robberies? Why did you do it?
Probably a need at the time. I didn't have money. And we was, like I said, we was young and didn't know any better.
Because he was sentenced as a minor, a Supreme Court decision meant he had the chance for a resentencing. They agreed to his release, and that's when he learned about Prisoners of Christ.
To Duval County from state prison, 60% of those individuals have violent charges.
We sat down with the program's CEO, Jeff Witt.
How dangerous is it to not have a program like this?
Yes, it's extremely dangerous. This type of service provides a true second chance for individuals who want to change their life, but it also gives them the skills to not reoffend, which reduces victimization and future crimes.
Witt says, consider what it would mean for Jacksonville to fund efforts on these three realms: enforcement, prevention, and restoration. They could keep people out of the court system, going into jail and prison, and could lower all of our tax dollars. That's a good thing, right? But no solution is perfect. In fact, the city completely cut funding for Prisoners of Christ last year. This year, they qualified for a $156,000 grant. But will that be enough to support the program and the number of people coming from prison to Duval?
Jacksonville does care. It's just a matter of backing that up with some legislation and some dollars.
We spoke with Mayor Donna Deegan, who agrees these programs need funding, and we asked her what the long-term plan is for restorative justice.
We feel like reentry is one of the places where we can look at that we could really move the dial, and we have to look at the programs that are available, some of the innovations that are coming forward. I've got several meetings coming up on that with several different people of things that we could do to make sure that these folks have an opportunity to thrive once they come out of prison.
I'm just glad that I fulfilled the promise that I made to my mother. I told her that when I get out, I told her that I'm going to get out. And when I do get out, I'm going to do everything I'm supposed to do right.
Foster is grateful for Prisoners of Christ.
If I didn't have Prisoners of Christ, I probably wouldn't be this far.
He went into prison as a teen, feeling no hope for his future.
I used to be angry. I used to be bitter. I used to feel like everybody was at me, you know what I'm saying? Nobody didn't care.
He came out with support, a key part of his success now.
Sometimes you got to think outside the box. You can't think that just because a person commit a crime or has committed crimes that they're always going to be felons. People change.
He just needs the city to act on his behalf and for people like him.
Why should people care about someone like you?
Because I'm always going to strive to do better. And I'm going to care about the people that's around me also.
Wow. That was Marilyn Parker reporting. To learn more about the Prisoners of Christ reentry program, its employment and residential services, along with how the organization helps with spiritual growth, go to newsforjax.com. You will find a direct link to this program inside this story.